trying to get into the world of work, going through school. Arber, who we have today, is autistic. He's not only a person of positivity and light, he's spreading love and joy. And if you see on LinkedIn, he is a social star. People follow him just for his brightness. Today, we have a major change maker and one person to watch. Please follow him. His name is Arber Ismaili. I'm Amar Bekemkem. I'm the founder and CEO of NeuroVoices and the 100 NeuroVoices podcast. And our aim is to give everybody a voice. And Arber is a voice that is loud and out there. But to be honest, I can't even do him justice just even by talking about him. Arber, over to you. Please introduce yourself to people at home.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Amar, for the invitation to the podcast. It's an absolute pleasure. So, a bit about me. My name is Arber Ismaili. I'm 21 years old recently. I'm currently in a gap year at the moment, hopefully trying to find another apprenticeship offer. And yeah, I usually like to spread lots of awareness about autism. I like to spread love and joy. I like to write lots of positive comments. And I just really have this overall thing of just wanting to change the world for the better, bring more fulfillment to people's lives, and just bring about a more happier and more peaceful world where everyone is united, everyone works together, and everyone strives to make each other happy and bring each other all success is the world I strive to have in the future. So that's what I'm trying to work towards.
At 21, I wish I was like you, to be honest. You're an inspiration to a lot of people. Um, your name on LinkedIn has a lot of fun emojis. What do you mean by what does they mean to you?
No, I mean, I guess like the emojis mainly was just to highlight my colorful personality because I just wanted to I just didn't want to make myself look too plain or basic in a weird way. Like I wanted to, if I was to express myself online, I wanted to people to see who I really was, and
Yeah.
if I wanted people's first impression to be of me, like genuinely me as a person, like not just something I'm pretending to be. So I think the emojis are just there to represent like who I am as a person. I think it's to help people give an overall good vibe about me and just for people to see like who I am as a person, what I'm like, and yeah, see if I'm someone they would like to follow along for the journey. So it's just the emojis are there just to mainly express myself as a person and to highlight my personality traits, which is colorful and bright. So I think that's the reason why the emojis are there, and I've had them for quite a while now.
That's a really good start. How would you describe yourself to someone meeting you the first time?
I guess quite energetic. I guess quite
I would say
passionate
that.
as well.
Absolutely.
I guess definitely positive is the one thing I hear the most. Definitely people say I'm very positive, very kind, very attentive, and just someone who is willing to help, someone who is willing to give their best, and someone who is resilient and determined to get to their goals. So I would say those are a few things that people would describe me, but the most thing I hear is positive.
So that's how other people describe you. How would you describe yourself to other people? I'm interested in you. How would you describe yourself to other people?
I mean, I guess, yeah, I would describe myself as someone who is well spoken. I definitely would say I'm quite resilient and determined
Hmm.
as well, because I think I have definitely faced a lot of setbacks, but I'm still trying to work towards the goal, trying to find another apprenticeship. So I definitely would say I'm quite resilient and determined. I would definitely say I'm quite wise and quite well spoken as I try to articulate myself the best way that
Okay.
I can. And definitely quite optimistic and positive, even in very negative situations, because I do like to see the positives in things. That is a very good trait I have. And another thing I would say is I'm quite compassionate, very kind, and I always want to help other people as much as I can in any way possible. Like the empathy I have is just it's just amazing, and I really just want to spread that to other people. So I would say that's how I describe myself based on my own analysis of myself and what other people have told me. So I've just used those two to analyze myself more thoroughly.
Okay, thanks. How, what, can you tell us when you found out, when did you find out when you were autistic? What sort of age?
No, of course. Actually, I was diagnosed when I was a little baby, so I didn't really actually knew I actually had autism until I was 15,
Oh,
16. But I
really?
always got the extra support there, and I always wondered to myself, why was I getting all this support? Why did I feel very different? Because no one ever really told me I had it. It was just kind of there, like the support and stuff. But no one directly told me I actually had autism. So I always just felt very ostracized, very isolated, very like unlike others as well. So
Mm.
it was a challenging time back in secondary and primary school. But it wasn't until like secondary school when I was having a meeting with my careers advisor, and I just happened to look at her computer and I just saw that it had the name autism in there. And I was thinking to myself, wow, is that what I actually have? And then after school finished, I just went home, did a lot of research, and it made a lot more sense as to why I acted the way I did. So I
Yeah,
actually didn't figure it out myself until I was 15 or 16. And since I did a
interesting.
lot of research,
But
then it clicked a lot more for me, I would say.
but no one actually told you you were autistic.
No one directly told me, no. I just happened to figure it out for myself. I always just heard, oh, it was special needs and stuff like that, but I never really like fully understood like what it actually meant. So, yeah.
And then, what was school like for you? Because if that's the case, what was school like for you? Um, and was it hard, or what helped for you through that journey?
I mean, I will be honest, there was a lot of ups and downs over the years with
Okay.
school because I think definitely because like being neurodiverse and you're just forced into this whole world of like normal people, as we like to say it.
I don't think there isn't
It
a
was
case of normal these days. There's,
no, no,
and
of
anyone's.
course,
It's just people who are neurodiverse have a different way of working and a different way of
yeah.
learning, and the beautiful brains that people who are neurodiverse can think in a different way that other people can't. What made you succeed, or what made you survive through school? Because a lot of people who are neurodiverse, school's a very big challenge. So what I'm trying to get over across in the question is that for the viewers, for the people listening at home, is the stuff that you did and made you to the person you are today, um, is those things of learning. And what were those things?
No, of course. I mean, I guess based on my own experiences, it was really just about resilience mostly because, as
Okay.
I said, there were lots of ups and downs. I had lots of unfortunate experiences back in secondary school, lots of bad
Yeah.
friendships I've had in the past that weren't beneficial, that weren't the greatest at all. And
Yeah.
especially teachers and just really naughty students that were just loud, annoying, weren't considerate at all. So it was a big challenge for me to try and navigate those things, and especially like back then, I was a very shy boy, so I just
You were
did an effort
shy.
to like I was, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
honestly, like
How the
for my
butterflies come out of the cocoon right now, isn't it?
yeah, no, back then I was honestly pretty shy, but I wanted to speak to people. I just never knew like how to, but I think like one thing that helped me was really just resilience because
Yeah.
I always just knew that the more I endure this, the more I push forward. I know eventually I will find my pathway one day. Like I've honestly kept this resilience with me even today because I've had it way back in secondary school and I just had to like keep pushing myself just to like, okay, get through the day, do things that work for you. Just, eventually this I just kept telling myself this isn't forever, this isn't gonna be the rest of my life. Like I will have
Exactly.
the life that I want to have eventually. It's
Yeah.
just it takes patience and a lot of time. Like that's what I always kept telling myself throughout secondary school, just to like help myself push through those tough times. And I think it has really helped me to really push through because overall, like it was hard and I think like if I didn't have that resilience to just keep pushing forward, I would never have managed to survive very well or be brave enough to do lots of things as well. I guess the second tip that I would give is like say yourself a phrase that keeps you going because I think for me, like I needed like some sort of motivation just to keep myself going, or else I just wouldn't have felt motivated at all. So I usually just kept telling myself before, like, this is temporary, I will get to where I want to be. I always imagined like the life I wanted with the people that understood me. I always just kept like manifesting that in my head way back in secondary school. And I think just
Wow.
like the emotions that came out of that feeling of like, oh, I will eventually get there. It's just I'm stuck here at the moment, but this isn't my life forever. I think that really helped me get through secondary school and all the tough times because I just knew that eventually I will find the people, I will find my community, I will find my way in this world, I will make that impact. Like I always had this desire to make the impact, even way back when I was 12, 13. It's just I think it didn't properly like take it I didn't properly take it into action until like 2, 3 years ago. So yeah, I always had it like in there, and I think that's really helped me to push past through secondary school because I just knew that eventually I will get to where I want to be. I always imagine like scenarios in my head that just help me to keep pushing myself through, and I think that's been a really big motivational factor for me throughout the years of secondary school. I would say the third thing that has really helped me to push past through the tough times is just believing in myself because, I just had to like see everything, failures, successes as stepping stones to something much more bigger. Like, whenever I failed, whenever I had an unfortunate experience, I don't see them as like, oh, unfortunate things, like, oh, bad luck or curses or whatever. I
Mm.
see them as development for myself because I'm always a person that likes to develop myself. I'm always a person that likes to improve continuously. So I always just kept like seeing every failure, every setback I've had, every sort of unfortunate friendships or experiences or times in secondary school as, as lessons,
Is
as lessons.
To ask you a question, is that effectively your reflection now, or is that going through that at the time? Because
I think
after after the effect is easier, but to have that sort of awareness of not even adults in their 30s, their 40s have that sort of manifestation or that sort of drive or resilience to they read loads of books and they go on all these courses to get to that point of where there was so many amazing things you said during there, and a lot of the viewers at home can actually realize all the challenges through there. But you always said another day, my tribe, I'll find my tribe, or I will find my peoples, and this is just a temporary blip on the radar of where my life's going to go. Um, it's just truly at 12 and 13. So my question to you was, again, not was it after the fact, now when you've looked back, or was it at that point you were doing this, what you were talking about? Like the manifestation, I'll find my tribe.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this happened like, way back when I was 14,
Wow.
15, 13 even. Like as I said, it wasn't pleasant times in secondary school and obviously I needed to find some way just to keep myself going,
Mm.
just to like survive the few years that I had at secondary school. And I think that's why this whole manifestation thing came along because obviously now I don't even think about secondary school. It's all a thing in the past. And that's what I told myself back then. It's just going to be a thing of the past. Like, I'm not even going to think about it like 5, 10 years down the line. Like, that's what I always kept telling myself. And now, and look, see, now I don't even think about secondary school or colleges or any of my teachers from the past anymore. Maybe like a few memories I have like that distinctly stay with me. But other than that, like now I can say I don't remember too much about secondary school.
Yeah.
And it's because back then I just always kept telling myself, I know this is temporary. I know this isn't going to last forever. Like, I know that eventually when I'm 25, 30, 40, my life will be very different compared to just like now in secondary school. And that's why I always just kept telling myself. And I think even today I still use it because I don't know what's going to happen in 10, 20 years. It could be very different compared to where I am now. And, I just think like, eventually, as long as I build the stepping stones, as long as I
Yeah.
keep achieving towards that goal that I have, then, I can push through those challenging times and that I can just keep doing my best no matter what circumstances hit me. So I think it's always been there when I was 14, 15, and it's something that I still utilize even today.
I think there's so many people at home and then people listening to this will be able to take nuggets from what you're talking about. As someone at such a young age, using the traits of so many successful people, and you are going to get there. Just moving on. What what hobbies or things that you love to do that help keep you happy and calm?
Definitely, I do love to go to the gym in my spare time. I've been going for the past 4 years now. I do lots of classes there. It does help me to keep my mind active, keep my body fit, and just keep me moving about because I love to be active. I love to keep myself busy as much as I can, and
Yeah.
just to keep myself active and healthy, and keep my brain healthy as well. So fitness is definitely an important part of my lifestyle. The second thing I would say is networking, speaking to people as well. I mean, I have realized I do like to speak to people. I do like to see how
Mm.
they're doing. I always like to have conversations with people as much as I can. The third thing I would say is traveling. As recently I have done a travel to Brighton. I really enjoyed it. So that's definitely something I love to do, explore new
So was
areas, get
traveling
out
to
of my
Brighton the first time by yourself?
yeah, the first time all by
How
myself.
did you
Like,
find that?
it wasn't bad as I suspected, honestly, because I was a bit worried that I would get lost or something. The only time I got confused was trying to find the right platform, but other than
Yeah.
that, like, everything else was very smooth sailing. Like, it wasn't very complicated as I thought it would be, and
Yeah.
I honestly really enjoyed it. So definitely fitness, speaking to people, traveling, and another one is meditation I have started to do as well. Like sometimes in the morning, sometimes at night, but it does help to relax my mind a lot more and keep it more at peace as well.
Thanks, thanks. There's so many, again, so many things that people suggest you do and actually to keep you healthy and calm. And moving on to, I think I called you the butterfly earlier because you said you were very shy before and the cocoon.
Yeah.
Since knowing you, you're such an active speaker, loving connecting with people. You effectively found your voice. So you share a lot of really good energy online. How did how did you start doing that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think for the longest time, I've always like been nice to people. Like even way back in secondary school, I sometimes bought sweets for everyone. I sometimes was kind enough to give a pen to someone or just give a compliment to someone. So it wasn't something that just recently came up like a few years ago. This was something that I've had in me for a very long time. Like I've always just love to spread kindness and joy to people, even back then. But I think back then I just didn't know how to properly go about it because of that fear of rejection or just that fear that people wouldn't accept me for who I was. So I always had to like suppress it a lot because I just didn't know how to like find people that would accept me and how I could spread my positivity around. But 2 years ago, I started a LinkedIn that was inspired by an online work experience I did. And then after that, I started connecting with people. Then I started doing my comments. Then I started posting about my story. And a few years on, it spiraled from there. And yeah, now I do lots of comments. I cheer lots of people on. I made lots of great friends through LinkedIn. I've had lots of great opportunities and will continue to do so. So it's always been there, but I just never knew how to do it. And I think LinkedIn has helped me to really find that voice for me, really helped me to spread the kindness that I wanted to spread and just show people that I do mean well. I do just genuinely want to make others happy and I just genuinely want to see others succeed and thrive and have a good life and change the world for the better and make that impact. That is honestly what I've always wanted to do ever since I was 13, 14. I've always wanted to make that impact. And I think because of LinkedIn, I finally managed to find my way into doing that much more effectively. And now I feel very satisfied because now I'm making an impact to lots of people's lives through my comments, which is an amazing feeling to do every single day.
So you kind of took my next question, but we'll kind of freestyle it anyway. But why did you start posting on LinkedIn? And from your first traction that you got, how did that make you feel? What was that feeling
Yeah,
for you?
I think the reason why I started posting was because I really wanted people to know who I was. I wanted to get myself out there because I always felt like I had a lot of positivity, I had a lot of insight to give, but I just knew that people needed to see who I was first before all of that could manifest itself. So I started to post and eventually share my story. I remember the first time I got over like 100 likes and a lot of impressions was one post I did where I was dressed up in a suit saying that I was going to a networking event and I just said, "Oh, this is a bit about me. I have autism. I'm trying to get myself out there." And that was the first ever time I got like 175 likes. And honestly, for the first ever time, that really surprised me because I wasn't used to that type of attention at all. As I said back then, I was very shy, so I didn't get all that much attention. But I think the first time I got that, it was a big shock to me because I didn't know that many people would like me because I just kind of presumed that maybe a few people would like me. But I was honestly surprised to see that lots of people seem to really like me and seem to like my comments and and the posts that I do, and even with my comments as well. Like I was a bit nervous that people would think that people would find them weird or uncomfortable because obviously LinkedIn is perceived as a professional platform, but now I've seen a lot more of it. So I back then I was a bit nervous, but I did wanted to just push myself to show people who I was, and I just presumed like maybe a few people would like me, maybe a few people would show interest in me. But I was really surprised to see that lots of people really seemed to like it. Even like people who had businesses, people who were really successful in my eyes seemed to resonate a lot with it. And that was so surprising for me because I was never used to that type of attention from people before. So it was a big shock to me, but I think that was really the driving force into just keeping that consistency with my posts and my comments because now I've seen that people like it. And even one time, someone actually did a whole post just about my comments a year ago. And I just never forgot it because it just really showed me that, wow, people really like my comments that much. Like, to the point where someone actually took the time to make a post
Mm.
about it. Like, just edit. It was just edits of my comments everywhere. And I just never forgot it because wow, it really surprised me when I saw it because
How did that
I
make you
didn't
feel? Someone taking all
quite
your
surprised.
comments, someone taking all your comments and then put it into one post. How did that make you feel?
Well, I was very surprised, honestly, because I just kind of thought people would just maybe see them and just move on with their lives. But when I saw that, it just made me think, wow, do my comments really have that much more of an impact than I thought? And it just really surprised me because I never knew that. I
Mm.
just thought, I was just saying a few words here. I didn't know it could make that much of an impact to people's lives. But when I saw that post and I saw that someone actually took the time to edit my comments, make a whole post about it, saying they really liked it, I was just like, wow. I mean, this was, I think that was the first ever that was the first driving factor into keeping me going for my comments because now I've realized that people do seem to like them and I have something going here.
Do you know what? The reason why people like your comments is that you're providing value, and it's not just about you being nice, you're providing value that helps and supports people. And in business, a lot of people need support, doesn't matter who they are. And your
Yeah,
journey and your resilience and your story is why people at home should realize that a lot of the things that you've done to get where you are and this supporting people through their just by commenting, just by simple commenting in not in a conceited way, but just a genuine way, spreading positivity towards people. I feel like this is why we do it. This is your neurodiversity. Just you got the voice. You are a voice, and that's why I want to show these people, show you, and show so many other people this. So, as we're getting all teary then, but Why? So some people can be really mean online. This comes on to my next question, and I've been leading on to it, and you kind of touched it at school. Um, some people can be really mean online. Have you been able to stay strong? I kind of already know your answer, but and keep being yourself and not changing just for those mean people.
No, of course. I mean, even recently, I got a bit of a mean comment recently, and I think the answer I can give is I try to focus more on the people that like me rather than people that dislike me because whenever I get a mean comment, I always think to myself, okay, if the majority of people don't seem to like me and seem to just detest me for some reason, then I might be doing something a bit wrong here, and I should probably change something. But if lots of people do seem to like me and a few people don't seem to like me, then I am doing something right because this was a hard lesson I had to learn actually because back then I did want it to be accepted by everyone. I wanted to be liked by everyone because of that whole thing of wanting to feel wanted because I think the neurodiversity played a part into that as well. But I think after lots of situations I've had, it made me realize that not all people are going to like me for who I am. And at first, it did hurt me a little bit because I just knew if people gave me a chance, I could be a really great friend. I could be a really great support system. I could really add value to people if they just given me a chance. But I think it's because of their inability to see that they just won't have that chance. And it did hurt me a little bit because I do love to know people, get to help people. So it did hurt me quite a bit, but now I just more focus on the people that are supportive to me, that have shown me kindness, and that have shown lots of support and dedication to me throughout the years. Like I have started to not prioritize people that are negative or don't add any sort of value to my life in the slightest. And it was a bit hard at first, but I am starting to get a lot more better at not prioritizing people that say mean comments or say mean things. Like usually the thing I do is whenever I experience this type of situation, I just ignore it because I don't see the point of just engaging into it or trying to add any sort of fuel or having an emotional reaction to something because obviously we are emotional people. We like to get our feelings out there, but I just
Mm.
know that's not going to magically make them change their mind about me at the end of the day. Like, it's just going to either endorse their opinion about me even further, or it's just going to cause a lot of even more hatred towards me. And obviously, I don't want to cause any sort of drama or situation. I always just try to conduct myself professionally and maturely in these types of situations because obviously that's that person's opinion of at the end of the day. I don't know what their whole life situation is. Obviously, if they see me in a negative way, then that is their problem at the end of the day, not my problem. And I just need to focus on the people that have shown me that genuine support. So mainly I just ignore them and try to focus on the people that do support me. It is a bit hard because I do sometimes think about that mean comment, but I just try to force myself to think about the people that have supported me and who do show me kindness and who do understand me as a person.
Mm. Do you know what? It's so difficult to ignore, not to ignore the mean comments and respond. It takes a bigger person. Most people will just respond to it. And you never know. Somebody could have a bad day. They might not dislike you per
Yeah,
se, but they might just have a bad day. Or
yeah,
they might just dislike what you're saying because you're such a happy, positive person, and their life is in a negative, and they hate positive people. So
yeah,
keep shining.
yeah.
So next thing is work and your dreams. So what next? So what is, let's start with your dreams because you're such a positive person and I love the moon in the background. So let's talk about what is your dreams? What is Arba's dreams for the viewers at home?
Yeah, I guess what my main dream is just mainly to, as I said before, to mainly make that impact to the world, change it for the better. I hope to maybe impact millions, maybe even billions of lives in the future with my positivity. Hopefully to help people spread more awareness about autism, neurodiversity, creating a more inclusive and much more fairer world as well. And just overall to just really just be myself and to just to just create a world where I and others can be ourselves without any sort of fear or restrictions of anything. And I think that's definitely a big goal of mine, and to definitely lead an independent life where I travel a lot, where I meet lots of new people, where I genuinely really just want to, yeah, that's all I really just want to do, honestly, just help people find those opportunities, spread positivity, and create a more fairer, inclusive world where others like myself and other people out there can thrive and truly be themselves, and for people to know a lot more about neurodiversity as well.
Okay. Can you share from a work disappointment or something of recent or um, a positive thing or something that you've learned from and how you've got over that disappointment?
Do you mean like a recent setback I've
Yeah,
had,
no,
or?
yeah, recent setbacks. So, because we're obviously you've all because you're talking about all your positivity and this is the work. So, when people are going into work or looking for work or in the workplace, there's a lot of setbacks, and especially
Yeah.
the, if you can share with the people at home a setback, but this is how you overcome it. That will I think it will really help the people.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I have definitely faced a lot of setbacks in my life. I mean, actually, I unfortunately lost an apprenticeship offer because the whole scheme of mine got cancelled. It was with HSBC, so I was quite distraught about that because I was really looking forward to
Yeah.
doing that apprenticeship.
So what
So
actually
that was
happened there? Can you just
yeah,
hone in on that for
they
me,
sent
please?
like an email say like due to a recent business decision, unfortunately the whole scheme where I was going to be in will not be running this year, and therefore that means I wouldn't be employed there and everything. So it was definitely a shock to me because this happened like right when the summer holidays, right when I was going to go on holiday as well. So it did definitely dampen my mood a bit. So yeah.
And were they aware of your neurodiversity, autism?
I think so. I think so because I did disclose that during the whole recruitment process that I was autistic. So I think they were definitely aware of it. Yeah.
Okay. And how, so from that disappointment, how did you pick yourself up, kept going and start not just chucking a towel and still spread joy and love and light?
I just focused on the positives, honestly, because obviously this was a big setback, but I just always told myself, like, this is a temporary thing,
Yeah.
that I will get to where I want to be, and that obviously setbacks do help you grow and mature much more as a person. So it was definitely something that I just had to keep telling myself, and it was a bit hard because there were days I was a bit angry, days I cried a bit as well. But I just try to focus on the positives and what I created and what I want to continue to create as well. Because obviously the apprenticeship isn't everything, but I just
Correct.
focused more on those long-term goals that I have, which is to spread love and joy. Like I think that was much more important to me than an apprenticeship. Like I just wanted the apprenticeship so I could be more independent, learn about
Yes.
a sector, obviously get paid as well, be much more independent and just grow my skill sets. But I obviously just had to tell myself it wasn't everything at the end of the day. Like there will be many other opportunities. And I know that one day the right company will see me for who I am as a person as well. So I just had to keep telling myself all of these positive mantras and just try to take it day by day. And the resilience as well really did help a lot. So I think that's definitely how I managed to pick myself back up and just keep going.
Thank you for that. Um, and what's next? How's it going so far for looking for work and the challenge, the positivity from it or the challenges from that? How's it going for you?
It's going okay, I would say. I did do one assessment center recently, but sadly I did not get the job, but I was still happy to have had that whole experience. I do have another assessment center slash interview thing coming up next Thursday, so I would say I am starting to get somewhere, but just hopefully that one of these interviews or assessment centers I do will lead to a offer. So it is starting to get somewhere, and I am happy that companies are progressing me to that final stage and giving me that chance to show myself. So it is definitely starting to get somewhere. So I just hope that it will lead to a offer for next year.
Fingers crossed. Um,
Yes,
what is Autism Power Up?
it's a
Why did you
little
start this?
community. Of course, it's a little community, WhatsApp community I've created back in August. It just came to my head one day because I wanted to really genuinely create a community where other autistic people like myself or any other neurodiversity, but anyone is free to join,
Yeah.
where we can all support each other, where others can learn from each other, where others can share opportunities or their stories or just anything that they want to share. I really wanted to make that a very safe space for everyone. And it's progressing okay. I'm trying to just post content there, trying to spread more awareness about autism. So it's definitely at the beginning stages, but it is an initiative that I have been proud to take, and we'll definitely love to keep the momentum up for the foreseeable future as well.
After following your content for a while, you often say, be yourself. Why is that such an important message to you?
I think because, like, for many years, I've had to suppress who I really was, and even back in secondary school, it always felt like I had to really suppress myself for who I really was, rather than just like being embraced for my actual personality. And it just never really felt right with me because there were times I did try to fit in with others. Like I remember back in secondary school, I pretended to like football because I really wanted that recognition, that attention from other people, and I just pretended to like football. But in reality, I hated football. I really didn't like it, but I just forced myself to do that for like 5 or 6 months. But then I realized it just really wasn't what I liked, and I really just can't keep pretending that I liked it. And I think I think those little instances back in secondary school has helped me to just embrace being myself and embrace the hobbies I like, embrace my brain, my sort of personality as well. And just to and just like knowing that the right people will understand me for who I am and not be able to really just not embrace me. And obviously if there are people that don't embrace me, then they're not the right people. So I think the phrase be yourself, I think that's probably why it's so important to me because the more I suppressed myself, the more horrible I felt, the more upset I felt, the more depressed in a way I felt, the more anxious I felt because it always felt like I had to put on the script. It always felt like I was in this
Yeah.
movie I didn't really want to be in, but I didn't want to be in the movie. I wanted to live my life the way I wanted to. And I think that's why I just decided to be myself. And whoever likes me, whoever doesn't like me, at least I'll have my answer then and I can focus more on the people that do like me. And I think that's why it's so important to me to be myself because I feel much more freer, I feel much more happier, I feel much more fulfilled. And plus, obviously, one day you're going to die. So why just waste it not being yourself? Like, be yourself, like, embrace who you are because you only have yourself at the end of the day and you're not going to be on this planet forever. So I just think it's better to be yourself rather than someone you're not at the end of the day. So I think that's why it's extremely important to me.
Amazing. So many things have just for me to say and blow my mind, to be honest. Just to be yourself. It takes people a generation to try and find to be themselves, to try and please others. That's usually the
Yeah.
takeaways. And I think everybody at home should really listen to the takeaways from Arber about best to be yourself and you'll find happiness. So we're coming to an end now. I just wanted to touch on what are your big hopes for the future and for yourself and for how the whole world sees autism or understands autism.
I just hope that the world will be more kinder, more fairer to each other. I just really hope that people will be more understanding of autism and other neurodiversity traits as well. And I just hope that people will come to understand and accept each other for who they are and actually want to help each other out to succeed and achieve the goals that they want to, and just be
Mm.
like a whole big community together where everyone supports each other, everyone looks out for each other, everyone protects each other. I just hope for a more world where people are more understanding, there's spaces for us neurodiverse people, it's in the workplace and in personal life as well. And just to ensure that life is as peaceful, is as smooth sailing, and it's not as complex as well for the future. So I guess that's kind of what my main hopes are, just a more kinder, more peaceful, and more simplistic world where everyone can thrive no matter who they are or where they come from or who they assign themselves to be.
Okay, thank you very much. What's the one last message you'd like to, the one question you'd like the next presenter to answer? What would that
Mm.
be?
I guess one question I would like the next presenter to answer is what do you think we should do? What actions do you think we should take to create a much more fairer and more inclusive world and a much more peaceful world, I would say.
Alba, it's been a pleasure. It's the for someone bringing so much joy and light and gone through the challenges like for neurodiversity through school, you've come out with such a positive mindset, and
Thank you.
that is a golden nugget which most people strive for, myself included. I hope you've enjoyed it. Everybody, please, how can people find you at home? Please share your details.
Yeah, of course. If you type Arber Ismaili on my LinkedIn, you can find me there. I'm also on TikTok as well, just the same Arber Ismaili. You should find me in those two platforms. So if you want to follow my journey and my content, you can go to those two places.
And what's the one ask people at home can do to help you?
Just to like be kind, just be respectful, just take time to understand my needs and traits as well, and just don't be judgmental and just be relaxed and calm, I would say, because that does go a long way, and just be caring and considerate and empathetic, I would say, because it really does go a long way, and also clear communication as well, because if I don't have clear communication, then it just gets very confusing for me. So just be clear with what you want, clear with what we're going to do, clear with what you want me to do. And yeah, that's all. That's mostly what I would say. And just to respect my time and respect my drive and commitment as well. And I will do the same for you as well.
It's been such a pleasure to listen to Arba and all the golden nuggets that he's provided us. Have a great evening.